Alright then, it's 10:18 p.m. and you're listening to Mass Hysteria. Tonight we've got a selection of musical and informational content that we're going to be playing for you. It's being, how do you say, loaded right now. The host this evening is running a little bit behind on his preparations, and most of his guests haven't arrived yet, or if they have, they're probably outside smoking cigarettes. I don't know if they can hear this or not, but in any case, it's being spoken. It's being spoken by me on mass hysteria. Tonight, I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know, probably play some musical shits for everybody, and that's, you know, it's just kind of one of the things that I do here on the radio show.
It's a basic fear of that thing. It's a basic fear of that thing. It's a basic fear of that thing. It's a basic fear of that thing.
What's up? Someone is talking to me through the window right now. I'm wondering if you can hear me outside there, audience. Can you hear me, audience?
Fear of that thing. It's a basic fear of that thing. It's a basic fear of that thing. It's a basic fear.
Like attention deficit disorder.
It's a basic fear.
Like attention deficit disorder.
It's a basic fear of that thing inside me, like a little demon in there. It doesn't come out very inside me.
Like attention deficit disorder. Like attention deficit disorder.
Demon in there.
Like attention deficit disorder. Like attention deficit disorder. Like attention deficit disorder.
Used to call this getting on the hot seat. Used to call this if this were the hot seat and you were pearls. Guys with the hot seat and you were into this process. Guys with the hot seat. Self-enactment. Self-revelation. Self-enactment. Staying present to all parts. Staying present notice. And then staying present notice.
Yeah, I can come out. I can write out again. I can come out. And I can write push him aside. I can come out. Right push him aside. I can push you aside. Right out him aside. The demon will push you aside. Right out him and make you all proud. Right out him and make you all feel terrible. Right out him and make you all feel maybe even forever. Right out him and make you all feel maybe even forever. Right out make you all feel the mouth, this mouth here, do things and say things. The mouth, I can almost destroy anyone. Each one of you. I can almost destroy if I get out. Each one of you. I can almost destroy anyone. There isn't one of you that I would spare. Destroy anyone. There isn't one of you that I would not even you. Destroy anyone. There isn't one of you that I would not even know. Destroy anyone. There isn't one. I feel better. I mean, I destroy anyone. There isn't one. I feel better. I feel very honest.
And you notice the increase of more honest.
In other words,
And you notice the increase of more honest.
in other words, taking ownership and how you and how giving you autonomy and how
At the Democratic
Listening to Solar. Song number 6.
But the American state fought back violently. At the Democratic Convention in Chicago in 1968, the police and the National Guard were unleashed to attack thousands of demonstrators. It was the start of a phase of ruthless repression of the New Left, culminating in the killing of 4 students at Kent State University 18 months later. In the face of this, the left began to fall apart.
We had met the force of the state. It was much bigger and stronger and more powerful than we realized. And at that point, what seemed to happen was that there was a change in tactics.
Confronted by this violent repression, many in the New Left began to turn to a new idea. If it was impossible to get the police from out of one's head by overthrowing the state, instead one should find a way of getting inside one's own mind and removing the controls implanted there by the state and its operations. Out of this would come a new self, and thus a new society.
People who had been were persuaded to change themselves and be healthy individuals. And if the movement grew up just aimed at people changing themselves, then at some point all that positive change going on, well, you could say quantity was equal quality, and there would be a sort of spontaneous transformation. But it's about making a new, if enough people change the way they would, that the society would change. Yes, the person who begins to live. Yes. Without changing the person, coming up against the state power of the United States was not an option. They outgunned us. Advertising is manipulation. Powdered pink shirts with matching powdered pink button shoes. And I said, wow, that's not who I am. That's who somebody else is. They wanted you to be somebody who would buy their stuff. This whole feeling of being somebody else's tool. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be somebody else's man. I want to be me.
got a proper release. So did the Queen.
And Bernays believed that this meant it was too dangerous to let the masses ever have control over their own lives. And consumerism was a way of giving people the illusion of control, while allowing a responsible elite to continue managing society.
Kukanda Blogan Titan.mp3. I totally don't have any sense.
Stage 1.
Financial collapse. Faith in business as usual is lost. The future is no longer assumed to resemble the past in any way that allows risk to be assessed and financial assets to be guaranteed. Financial institutions become insolvent. Savings are wiped out and access to capital is lost.
Stage 2.
Commercial collapse. Faith that the market shall provide is lost. Money is devalued and or becomes scarce. Commodities are hoarded. Import and retail chains break down, and widespread shortages of survival necessities become the norm. Political collapse, faith that the government will take care of you, is lost. As official attempts to mitigate widespread loss of access to commercial sources of survival necessities fail to make a difference, the political establishment loses legitimacy and relevance.
Stage 4.
Social collapse. Faith
Courtney's
your
mind
people will take
games.
care of you.
Shameless
As
seduction.
local social institutions,
She
either
admits she
charities or
never
other
found
groups
Ben
that
attractive.
rush in to fill the power vacuum, run out of resources,
Horsey,
or fail through
Fatty.
internal conflict.
Her nicknames for the
Cultural collapse. Faith in the
Other
goodness of
girls.
humanity is lost. People lose their
Sleazy
capacity
tactics,
for kindness,
blinded
generosity,
people.
consideration, affection, honesty, hospitality, compassion, charity. Growth contained by the mountain people. Families disband and compete as individuals for scarce resources. The new motto becomes, may you die today so that I die tomorrow. That's from Solzhenitsyn, the Gulag Archipelago. There may even be some
You guys ready
cannibalism
to be guests? Yeah? Are we ready for you to be guests, I guess is the question. There's actually 23 minutes.
Can I actually
left.
hear myself?
You have up to 23 minutes of fame tonight.
Can you hear me?
No, that's rapidly depleting. Yeah, we can hear you, caller.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, wait, no, you're not calling on a telephone. You're here in front of me.
Am I really?
I'm pretty sure. I think so. I don't know. It is. Maybe I should ask someone else for verification. I could be.
I'm not sure that I'm on the air, actually.
I guess that's a personal decision.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me over there?
I think we have it. It's already been started, I think.
You know, how this bar of soap or this bag of flour
I don't
know, talking to your microphone.
Successful, more sexually appealing, less fearful.
You don't hear,
I don't hear myself
Millions of
either.
people began to use the checklist.
Am I in?
To diagnose themselves.
Okay, no, I can hear myself a little bit better,
to
actually.
identify what was aberrant.
Now that I'm
Their
there, I
behavior
can
and
definitely.
feelings.
Sweet home Alabama.
I can definitely hear you over there.
I'm coming home to you.
To which they should
those
have
levels are off the charts.
And
So
psychiatrists
tonight there's
began to
going to be
find
a
more and more
debate
people coming to them,
about art
demanding to be
classes
made
in our
more.
high schools.
Art class.
Should there or should there not be an art class?
Is art worth anything these days?
I just want to say that I want my son to be playing football rather than being some goddamn poofer. View discretion is advised.
If you ask a woman who has been denied the help she needed to feed her children because you said you needed the money for a tax break for a millionaire or for a missile.
Are you not a fan of poofers?
Nah. The only people who,
my firm belief
yeah,
that
not
the
a fan
only
of poofers.
thing we have
Yeah, what's wrong with poofing?
fear
I
itself,
poof like
namely
every half hour or so.
unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed effort
You're a
to
gross
convert
man.
retreat into advance.
Poof, there I go again, see, poof.
Why should our classes
Since
be in
frankly,
front
I'd
of our,
rather this not be happening in the studio right now.
why should our classes be in our high schools?
Well, I'm all for it. I think high school kids need an art class.
What for?
What about the other places that the classes aren't being conducted, though? Don't you think it's unfair to them?
We ain't here to talk about them. It's the high school kids. You ever see a high school girl? Didn't you ever want to like, draw that one, make a copy of her and take her home?
I can't say that's happened to me personally, no.
I just think that the only people who are involved or that really likes art are sisters, quills, and rainbows. And I just think that it's just not something that we should have in our schools. It's a waste of time.
Well, you might think that these art classes turn our kids into sisters, but what you don't realize is that learning to draw a rose can get a guy a lot of the nappy dugout in art class. Trust me on that one.
What do you think, people?
Let it all out. You're a good person.
No! Yeah, people. People, are you listening?
Plays a role of a
Hello?
Caller, you're on the air.
You're trying to
Caller.
As far as I'm concerned, the only ass that you obtain is during plumbing, woodwork, gym, and treat
My
women
father
like the
thought that you should
underwear
liberate
that
them
has
from
a
the
walk of
ego
shame.
and have freedom. And he developed the feeling
which
rather
method do you
early
think
that
gets you
neurosis
the
were due
most
to lack of good
transcendental?
orgasm or any orgasm.
The most what? Speak
Tripped out. Which, how do I get the good?
I said asses, not asses.
Oh, asses. Okay, never mind.
It's my country accent to turn you into believing that I'm saying something that I'm not.
Yes, it does.
Have either of you ever been in a high school art class?
I was in our school.
I was helping them make sculptures.
One sister who was a member
And what was the sculpture of?
got the idea that
It was what the woman wanted to see.
And you say that's a bad thing?
the mistress of knowledge.
It's a waste of time.
Woman,
I didn't get laid.
and her program of
What is the sculpture that was in question
drove
here?
her to the store.
I just
What was it that the women wanted to see?
Kiss on the lips.
Well, they wanted to see me.
You know, I have to agree on one point. Michelangelo's David is not a very good sculpture because the penis is missing and is replaced with a leaf. But the original had a penis.
6 months later,
Who do you think stole the?
Not stolen. It was removed. It was removed and replaced with the leaf. So Michelangelo
Well,
had the
someone
right
has
idea.
it. Someone has it. Obvious. Someone has David's.
And I'm pretty sure that Michelangelo got a lot of ass with that David.
I heard that it was a great auntie.
So you like to say that Da Vinci wasted a lot of his time? That he could have done something better with his time?
That's very, very, very much true. He could have did much better with his hand. He didn't need to make that and then make a leaf cover.
He drew the first helicopter before there was helicopters.
Are you against helicopters? Do you have a problem with helicopters?
No,
You know
I
they
have
save
a problem.
lives, don't you?
I have a problem with things just being like rainbows and colorful.
Now I admit, I'm black, and when I see a helicopter flying over my head, I do not think of Da Vinci. I think of the police.
Would you feel
That is not a
differently if
good
it was
thing.
a rainbow-colored helicopter? Would
That
be
might
more
make me
friendly?
feel a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
But another point I wanted to make about why kids need an art class is that, and this is for like a select few out there, like 99%, you're the minority. But art leads to porn. Porn! Do I have to say anything else?
Our Mr. Sun.
I have to admit that my time in using the internet sometimes obtains such, but I still think that I'd rather have my son do all TC and learn how to use some guns rather than be some artsy sissy.
You only saying that because you got a son, and the art, as far as porn goes, mostly exemplifies the female anatomy.
Well, art is a pointless subject. I mean, in today's work, there is no working class or such.
Excuse me, what's that there in your hand there?
This is a piece of paper.
What's on there?
It's colorful ink.
Those are English words?
No,
I thought you were. I thought you were our country respondent. You can read and write. What's this? You aren't country.
So which one is it, country boy? The Yankee or the Union? You from one of them Confederate
I
states?
will have both of your houses on fire if you continue to accuse me of such improbable stuff.
You light my house on fire, you better be standing in it.
Has been created by an attack on the arrogance and
I'll be like Rihanna.
psychiatric elites.
I'm gonna stand there.
You said that art leads to unemployment.
The disorders
What you don't realize is
I
that
don't think anyone said that.
what were the correct
Art leads to unemployment.
in an age of individual.
Why is my
said-
microphone
I didn't
keep
say
falling
I didn't
down?
say such a thing, but I do. I
didn't have that.
I will say from my history of growing up, I just don't ever want to see my son as some drug out television showcaster.
yeah, that's what he said.
As far as
That sounds like unemployment to me.
Are you talking about me?
I mean, think about it. Billy Mays, he was a very artistic well-being, especially very energetic. but
Truly one of the pioneers of our
he
century.
was definitely a pioneer of our century, but he was just in the wrong
haze,
the field
crank the brain.
of artiness. I just don't want my son to end up like that way.
Well, you know the world needs is melancholic, broke hippies to play free music on the street corners. Don't you love it when you're out on a date and you're holding your date's hand and you're walking down the street and boom, there's somebody playing free music with a hat with change in it. The world needs them kind of people, and art class provides those type of people.
I didn't learn that in my class.
As a touristy sort of person, I appreciate not hearing a goddamn thing from those people.
It's one of the useful things that might have kept me off the streets for a couple years.
What you mean by those people?
Trying to understand how people feel about
That
brands,
they're a
how
bunch
they
of
relate to
hoodlums
brands,
and not ready for it to be
what brands'
better.
personality is.
Okay. Let's look at some of the pros of art. Where else can you learn a trade skill like building model doll houses?
Sissyville.
They do have a pretty comparable program.
Think about it,
and I
dear
gotta
American
say,
people out there.
it's at a discount to the state
You're all brainwashed, kiddies.
program as far as building model Bauhauses. Sissyville does it
There is
for
a
half the
policeman
price.
inside all our
And they
heads.
claim it's because
It must be
of
destroyed.
privatization gives them, you know, like reduced costs.
The computer would then decide
No one
whether
really
people
knows
were
how they do
normal
it, though.
or ugly.
And we're gonna find this Sissville. I will send all my nieces and nephews to Sissville, half the price of public school.
You can find it at
They had become radical lesbians.
dollhouse decorations in top of everything. World Internet.
That website's not coming up for me. I'm actually, Karen, could you look that up?
QQR.
No, it's not coming up for Karen either.
45.com.
That's a lot of points and.
Oh wait,
and
no,
dots.
okay. We forgot to add the point cob. It's working now.
Any
I must say
backslash
this is a very persuasive
if you didn't
argument.
Catch that, I said it's sissy dot blank dot com.
That's different than what you said, actually.
Wait, we're skipping ahead here.
There was a Z in there somewhere. And this is supposed to be negative.
Don't settle for anything
I
less
just
than you
wanted
can
to
do.
still debate this
Make your life a
whole,
masterpiece.
this artsy thing. I just kind of want my son to be better than me. Before I die, I want to be good at
Like a
football,
robot?
with guns and chopping wood.
Hold on. You know, coming from a political standpoint, I just want to point out that art equals imagination. Imagination equals hope and dreams. And if it wasn't for hope and dreams, Obama wouldn't have this idea of the socialist healthcare plan.
If it wasn't for
Benefit
hopes
everybody.
and dreams, a lot of things wouldn't be happening for me.
It led to the rise of a new and increasingly controlled
I didn't know that hoes were part of Obama's plan.
target and number.
Without
experience like ours, that the new world will be
That's
built.
why they had that higher prostitute.
Socialists seem to believe that people should be numb.
On standby.
Who went to art class to learn how to do the things she do with her tongue.
We're all unequal. No one, thank heaven, who fight like anyone else. However,
Christina did have some very unique paintings, didn't she?
everyone has the right to be unequal. But to
I know she did a couple custom works for me
I had her
down
over
at the
yesterday,
truck
actually.
stop.
a man's right
Yeah, I was there
to
too.
will to spend what he
Might have been right behind me in line.
It's hard to tell. It's so dark in there. I mean, people just break the lights all the time. You never know what's going on.
Excuse me, Mr. Negative, but how much pussy have you actually gotten?
I've obtained about 107,304,447,233 800.7.
Hairs.
Coming through with Dilo with.
All you did was count the
love.
pubic hairs on your soap.
What was
can't help it, my clip
what
was
was the
broke.
most recent count?
I got probably like 47.344
47.
100 billion
47,300. What
billion strands of hair.
is that? How many billion?
I was 147.
I'm sorry. Is this funny? Is this funny to you? Is this? I thought we were having an interview.
This is definitely really funny to me because you're criticizing how your house is gonna catch on fire if you don't stop.
Yeah. Okay. Fair point.
I just wanted to mention before the show was over that I think art classes are for sisters, and I don't want my
I don't
son
think you
to
should
grow
be
up.
threatening the arbitrator.
I don't want my son to be growing up all crazy like.
I don't think you should be arbitrating. Are you arbitrating now?
Oh no.
This isn't necessarily truth, but it's kind of truth. But
You think art makes it crazy?
It's more of like it makes it very crazy. You're creative in the way that you talk and the way that you say things to people. You don't have to even use curse words like boop boop and stuff like that.
So what you're saying is that becoming a free thinker and having imagination and creativity, inspiration, innovation is gonna make you crazy?
It very much so.
Or is crazy?
You try the same thing sometimes and it's just expecting a different result, but you're getting the same.
That's the opposite of computers, by the way, which are by default insane. I do the same thing day in and day out, and you know what I get? Different results.
Computers are more the mathematical equation of technology.
Also pieces of shit.
Not necessarily completely awesome, but it's definitely a part of the scoop as well.
The
Oopsters. I said poop stuff.
I can't fix my throat to make that sound.
I said poop stuff.
You must be very educated and cunnilinguist.
They're harder to invent. That's a simple explanation.
Just asshole lingus, actually.
Hundreds of people take a weekend session.
That's even worse, sir. That's even worse.
I once had to stop myself from being such a one, and I had to sit in a corner of those cheeseburgers, almost like half a and it was quite delicious to obtain those burgers to supply myself.
I'm sorry, did these cats follow you in?
I think actually one of them is trying to make
In reality,
just use your pinky finger.
Do something about that?
Pinky finger.
Totally just do such a good
If we took these layers we're going to wind up with.
I'm sorry, I can't do such a thing.
Something innately self-expressive.
Starguest in the show.
True self.
What are you looking for, caller?
Actuality. People on to the last layer.
70 cents? 70 cents.
Nothing.
Digital money.
The participants signed contracts agreeing not to leave, to allow the trainers to do anything they thought necessary.
I think it's
break down their socially constructed identity.
I just wanted to mention before the end of the show, all these things were
Yes, it was.
Based on the amount of money that's in my account to pay those sets off, I'm going to say it's not by these of the And I was like to admit at this time that I actually don't need to pay
is the little drummer boy quarter. That's worth extra money if you can sell it to a collector. But it's at least worth 25 cents, and that's 30. And then that's 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sell that to a collector. You got to find the right buyer if you want to get the full value of that. It's a bicentennial coin.
That's one of the step further. In that people began to recognize that it's not only meaningless empty, but it was empty.
No, he's got juicy bits with shocking attack cucumbers. Live version.
All the friction, all of the rules.
Our caller has left the air tonight.
Are gone. And what you're left with is nothing.
About how much cents?
And nothing.
I believe it was 36 cents. And a bicentennial quarter with the little drummer boy on it.
Nothing. People were able to invent life.
You just have a sale for about 25 cents on the internet.
At least 25 cents, if not more. It could accumulate in value.
We'll see how long he keeps it inside of his pocket as he continues to walk down the street that we probably have just seen him on the digital camera that we have.
It could be worth $1 million by the end of the block.
I think we have digressed from our topic.
The $1 million
Art.
just only progressed.
Art. No, we have not, because why is this coin worth anything different than any other coin? Because it has a little drummer.
Because the president wears an extra braid.
Because there's a bunch of...
It's because of art. Because there's art on it. And art provides value to society.
It's just a matter of asking people a couple of questions and checking the
art provides value to society, one way or another, even if it's through
posters. There you are.
You
have this disease, or I have this disorder. I better go to my doctor and tell him what I need. And it was an amazing experience.
Only
if it's in the shape of Jesus.
Heart is all over you. Accept it. Accept it. Live with it.
As in some way psychiatrically
Believe it.
injured. But now they tell me
And what
that
do
they
you
have
see in
an
your chocolate
idea
stains?
in their mind
Is there a
about
picture
what
of
the
face?
normal person is. I don't fit that model.
Is there a
I want
consolation
you to
every time you take
That's
a
something that you
poop?
might be able to sell on
polish me
eBay
down
too,
so that I
actually.
fit.
But that's all we have for tonight. And everyone should have a good time of it as long as they are able. Good night.